got carved out. I don't know.
What happened?
I have no idea. They got into it. Yeah.
Raiders star Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's booked right now after killing someone right in a fatal car accident. So he's could be facing 20 years in prison. Oh my goodness, man. So when this happened in Vegas, they're gonna throw the book at him. Man, this is very unfortunate for the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders status has been down. They lost John Gruden due to racist remarks and comments they made 10 years ago, and now Henry Ruggs, who was actually one of the best. I think he's number one or number two receiver for the Raiders, and he actually gave us a hard time at first, man. He's a decent receiver, even though that's like our rival. I have to give it up for the Raiders, okay? But Henry Ruggs, man, he's booked into the Clark County Jail, man, in Vegas on 2 felony charges, man, of DUI, driving under the influence with serious bodily harm, and reckless driving with death and serious bodily harm. So if he's convicted, I'm pretty sure he is, DUI carries a prison sentence up to 20 years. The reckless driving charge carries a 1 to 6 year prison term. I believe it's happened around 3:40 a.m. on Tuesday. And the NFL just released a statement on the Ruggs since saying our hearts go out to the family and friends of the victim of this horrific tragedy. I think he was in a Corvette, man, and you can see that's the aftermath, man. The cars was in flames. Man, this is really unfortunate too, because he came out of Alabama. He was a good receiver, 22 years old. I mean, doing everything he can for Derek Carr, and they on top of the division right now, man. This is like supposed to be a rebirth for the Raiders, and it's really not looking good for him. Even if the Raiders have a good season, but like for Henry Ruggs personally, man, and then too as an organization, this is very embarrassing, and it's very sad. They're gonna have to step in, and he's African American, so that his career is pretty much over. The only thing is, just wish he was responsible, man. I can't feel sorry for him. Like, why would you drive under influence? And especially you in the NFL, you represent an organization, but at the same time, you could have taken an Uber, could have stayed at home, drink at home, in the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to worry about operating the vehicle and then potentially hurting someone. And now all of a sudden, like, hey, even if you sneeze wrong, that you're going to be handled. Okay, the press is going to be there. So it's unfortunate, man. I mean, this is really not good. Now I can see this is still wrong in so many levels, but I can see if he hurts someone, okay, they can probably give him a slap on the wrist, and the NFL probably step in, or you have to pay for the medical bills and everything, and that nature. But you kill someone, this is very graphic, man. So I had to say my condolences to the family, man. Seriously, man, it's really unfortunate. Why would you operate in a vehicle you're under influence, man? So they obtained images and videos from the crash site taken just minutes after the collision. This is around 11:44 a.m. Pacific time. And eyewitnesses tells us the two men this according to TMZ, stopped at the scene and attempted to put out the blaze with a fire extinguisher, but it was too much for them to handle. Wow. So investigators are still on scene working to determine exactly how the crash happened. Yeah, they got the traffic investigators there. Around 11:27 a.m. Pacific time, the Raiders have addressed the incident, saying, "We are devastated by the loss of a life, and our thoughts and prayers go to the victim family." Cops tells us Ruggs was behind the wheel. He was driving a Chevrolet Corvette when he crashed into a Toyota RAV4 around 3:39 a.m. The Toyota caught on fire, and first responders located a deceased person in the SUV. Cop tells us NFL star shows signs of impairment at the scene, and the 22-year-old will be charged with a DUI resulting in death and could possibly face 20 years in prison. Wow. Yeah, Henry Ruggs III, man, he was 12th overall pick in 2020 NFL draft. He was involved in a serious car accident, just got his career started, man. Now you're going to be in the pen for something that can be easily avoided. No word on the cops who believe alcohol or drugs played a factor in the accident. It's still unclear what Russ's condition is. There's a local report that says there was at least one fatality in the crash. Prior to the crash, it appears Ruggs was a local Top Golf location in Vegas. He posted a video from the facility just before midnight. Yeah, Ruggs was a superstar at Alabama Crimson Tide. Yeah, he played with them since 2017 to 2019, actually winning the national championship. So this is one of the reasons why the Raiders actually acquired him, so they can build depth in their wide receiving core. Okay, so I mean, this is really good. And they got Renfro, and you got Ruggs out there. I mean, you know, Josh Jacobs is okay. And I think so far he was supposed to have a breakout year. He had 24 receptions. He amassed 24 receptions and 469 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know, on his way, man, playing ball really well. He said his childhood friend encouraged him to try out. You know, that's actually was his inspiration to play football. But it's unfortunate, man. That's a young black man. You getting your career started, and this type of stuff happens, man. You know, one night of pleasure, man, could be a full lifetime of misery. And it's just unfortunate, man, that he had to learn the hard way. So, yeah, we don't know in his camp and his team. And that's what I understand about these athletes, man. You got to be held to a higher standard. But, you know, you losing a life, I'm like, oh, my God, man. You know, so that's going to follow him for a very, very, very long time. It's going to be very difficult for him, even though it's doubtful that he will be back in the NFL and upheld that image as a Raiders. But, you know, someone lost their life, you know, due to your negligence. Man, that's all I really have to say, man. You guys tune, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I don't know how it's going to be looking, man, but dang, wow. Wish you would have made better choices. My condolences to the victim. I'm out. Deuces.